The Greatsword is known for its raw damage and slow movement, and there's a lot of things to know when using this weapon. So I'll be slimming it down to just 5 useful tips for using the Greatsword, where the 5th tip will be about some skills that I recommend using for using this weapon. Hey guys, my name is Short Devil and I do stream on Twitch. The link is in the description below. We talk about anime, other games and stuff. So just be sure to check me out live, and also check out my Twitter because, well, Twitch is a bit weird when it's live notifications, and you can also see some channel updates in my Twitter as well. So be sure to follow me there. Now, before we talk about the 5 tips, I just want to say that this video is catered towards new players to Monster Hunter World. So I guess you advanced or veteran players that know what you're doing with the Greatsword, you don't need to, I guess, watch this, but hey, if you want to watch it, then go ahead. No one's stopping you. So our first tip is timing and positioning. Unlike the other weapons, this weapon is just incredibly slow. It's hard to deal with some damage when the monster's moving quite a lot. So that's why if you position yourself correctly, then you can deal some nice damage without taking unnecessary damage from the monster or possibly missing your attack. The second tip that I can give you Greatsword users is to stop charging all the way. There's no point of charging your attack to the maximum damage when you're gonna just swing and miss your hit. You might as well just deal some small damage early on, and then when you get the chance to do some massive damage, then just take that chance. Rather than wasting it on doing an attack that's just fully charged, you miss your hit, and then you take some massive damage from the monster. It's much better to do some small damage early on. Moving on to the third tip that I can give you, which is this weapon's strongest attack, and it's called the True Charge Slash. This can be done when you charge up your third attack, and you do this little hop, and then you swing your sword at full force. There's also some other ways to easily do this attack without having to swing your sword 3 times in a row. One of the ways is to, well, instead of fully charging up your sword on the first stage, you can do a shoulder bash instead, which easily skips the stage of just charging up your first attack. It's much faster to do it that way, to do it through the shoulder bashes, so just do that. Or the other way is to, well, swing your sword first, fire off your slinger, and you're already at the True Charge Slash stage. However, I think you can only do this attack if you have the Iceborne DLC, but I might be wrong, so just give it a try if you can. If not, your only other way is to just shoulder bash your way through the stages of the Greatsword. The 4th tip I can give to you Greatsword users is to make use of the shoulder bash attack. Now, as I've already mentioned, the shoulder bash can help with getting through the stages of the True Charge Slash, but it also has a few more other things it can do. One, it can cause some stun damage, so if you're at the monster's face, you can do the shoulder bash to increase the amount of stun that you do to the monster, and also it can help with bypassing a monster's attack. So if the monster's charging at you or attacking you in some way, you can do the shoulder bash, you just completely go through the attack, and also keep your weapons charged. Although doing this will cause you to take some damage from the monster, so be a bit careful for doing this attack. It's not going to completely nullify the damage of a monster, so if your HP is extremely low and you do the shoulder bash, you might not survive the attack of the monster, so just be a bit careful. And here we are at the 5th tip, which is skills I would recommend using. Now, these are skills that you don't really need to have, but I'm just saying, no, possibly take a look at them. Now, one of those skills is focus. Focus helps reduce the charge times of your attacks. This really helps out with, well, getting the True Charge Slash as soon as possible. Another good skill to look into is the critical draw skill. So with this skill on, it will help with whenever you quickly do an attack and run away, because it increases the affinity of performing these draw attacks, which is to just quickly swing an attack, put your sword back, run away and do it again. Another skill to look into is the evade extender, because when you have the Greatsword out, you're incredibly slow, and when you evade with the Greatsword, it's not that much of a distance. So having the evade extender on will help increase that distance so that you can proper dodge out of the monster's attack. Guard is another great skill to possibly look into because you can also guard with the Greatsword, and it can block out to a certain extent, but you still like get knocked back quite far. So having guard on would be another skill that I would recommend. And the other one would be health boost, because, well, the majority of the times when you're possibly charging an attack and then you miss, you're gonna possibly get some damage from the monster as well. So having health boost on wouldn't be so bad. And it also helps out with whenever you do the shoulder bash to bypass the monster's attack, so that you can still have some more health remaining. So that's all the 5 tips that I can give you for you Greatsword users. Now I know this video was quite short, but I just wanted to keep it short, just to give you them 5 tips straight away, rather than some super long video on the Greatsword. Now I hope you guys either enjoyed the video or found it useful in some way. Give it a like if you did, and subscribe to the channel for more helpful videos that I plan to make out in the future. And also to make sure to follow me on Twitch, because I do stream every now and then, and well, you get to see me do some ridiculous things in games or just me just being stupid. So make sure to follow me on Twitch as well. And also my Twitter, because Twitch is weird with its live notifications and sometimes it doesn't really send out properly. So if you want to see whenever I'm going live, what days and so on, follow my Twitter. The link's all in the description below, by the way. So thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you later. Arc staff, run people! I'm not out of the map!